Like, there are nurses that be like, I don't do trachs. What? But you a nurse. Why you sign up with this facility? You know we got trach patients. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Nurse Muriel. I wanted to say welcome to all my new subscribers. I see subscribers trickling in. I appreciate it. And if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like the content you see now, hit the subscribe button because I want you to like the content in return for more information. I am Muriel. I'm a BSN-RN. I prefer long-term care. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know that I achieved my BSN in 2021. I achieved my RN in 2018. But prior to that, I was an LPN for 18 years, and I prefer long-term care. I had a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers. I didn't hit that, but I'm not upset because, y'all, I am not consistent. I used to promise consistency in 2022, and I didn't deliver, so I can't be upset. But I am grateful for all 545 of my subscribers. And if you are new to this channel and you're watching for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. I plan to hit that 1,000 this year. That's my goal, to hit that 1,000 this year. Anywho, so on today's video, I wanted to talk about being an agency nurse and getting your assignment. In other words, let me give you a little story. So I've been working as a agency nurse for a while now, but primarily for 2022, I did some staff jobs. If you go watch some of my old videos, you'll know. But since like November 2022, I've been consistently going to this certain facility that pays very well in my hometown. And they have this thing called on shift where you can go in and you can pick up shifts and it'll assign you to a certain hall. Like, you pick the shift and it'll assign you to the hall. You can possibly come in and be put on a different hall. That's only happened to me once, actually. And that was because they had a call out. So they moved me at 11 p.m. to a different hall. And yes, y'all, I prefer days. I was a night shift nurse for like almost my entire LPN career, but I actually prefer days. But I will pick up like one night shift a week because it works with my schedule as far as my son and everything. And excuse me, y'all, I'm holding this because my ring light, everything is broken and I didn't replace it yet. But anywho, so I came into work one day. Now, there is this hall that I do like, that hall, because I'm used to the residents. But one end of the hall, they have a lot of fall risk people. Like, every time I would come into work, I was doing neuro checks because 2 or 3 people that wing fell. Plus, they have those family members that, oh my goodness, 1,000 questions. Even if they come to visit Monday through Sunday, they got 1,000 questions each time, 1,000 requests. So I try to alternate myself. Like, I will work that way. Like, I'll come in. Okay, there's a lot of agency nurses in this facility. They really don't have much staff. It's like 75% agency nurses, 25% staff. So normally when you come in, if you're working a hall that works 2 nurses, you're both going to be an agency nurse. The only time it doesn't happen as frequent is night shift, because they kind of have some of their core night shift staff, but day shift, they really don't have any staff. And so when I work that floor, to be fair, when I do work, because y'all know I'm down to 2 days a week. I took myself to 2 days a week, did my budget, everything's working out fine. This week I am working 3 days only because I am PRN at a facility and I hadn't been there since November. And so I'm picking up a shift tomorrow to actually stay on their PRN roster. But I've been doing 2 days a week just about since November. And so when I work that hall, if I come in and I work that hall this shift, if I come back for my next shift, even if it's like 4 days later, I would try to not work that same hall. I would try to work the other hall. Now, mind you, if I get there after the other, like, I'll get to work at 7 o'clock. But if the other agency nurse came in at 6:50 and she took report over there, it's whatever. I'm fine because we're both agency. I'm not going to gripe about it. I'll go ahead and work that same hall with all those fall risks or whatever because, hey, I know people try to get there early so they don't have to get that hall. But this particular day, I came into work. I got there right at 7 a.m. I clocked in. And when I was going to get report on the halls, I asked them, they asked me, because, the night shift nurses will say, what hall are you taking? Because we're not staff, so we don't have a assigned hall. And so the nurse said, what hall are you taking? One of the night shift nurses said, what hall are you taking? And the other night shift nurse said, well, so-and-so said they wanted that hall when they come back today. And I was like, who is so-and-so? I said, is that a staff nurse? And she was like, no, she's not staff, but she worked yesterday and she worked that hall. And I said, oh, well, the last time I worked the hall that have all the falls. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the other hall today. And she was like, well, it's fine with me, whatever you want to do. She just said she want to take this hall again. I said, well, I understand, but we all agency. If she got here before me, that's fine. It would be no problem. But we all agency. We don't get to decide what hall we take. It's like first come, first serve. So I was going in to get report on that side of the hall that doesn't have all the fall risk. And the other nurse who worked the night before or the day before, she came in. She was like, y'all switching my halls? Y'all not, and y'all excuse me, my camera shot out. But anyway, I said, well, I'll explain it to her once we count because I'm just not feeling taking that hall today. So when after we finished counting, I explained it to her. I was like, yeah, they did tell me you wanted that hall back. I said, but I worked that hall the last time I worked, and I try to alternate myself. I try to alternate myself when I work this floor just to get a little break from that hall. And she didn't say nothing, and she was polite about it or whatever throughout the day. I've had nurses who get upset about that, and they don't talk to me for the whole day. And which I'm fine with that because you don't have to talk to me because actually I have these group of patients over here. You have those group of patients, so we really don't have to interact. But it's nice to know that we're going to look out for each other patients. And we did that. She had a patient who was a patient who was a real bad fall risk that we have to keep him with he has to basically be one-on-one monitoring. Someone has to be with him at all times. And there was moments throughout that shift where I sat with him like 15, 20 minutes while, the tech and the nurse or whatever had to do what they had to do, even though he wasn't my patient. But I've had, like I said, I've had nurses who didn't talk to me because they didn't get the hall they wanted. And I just want agency nurses to know it doesn't matter how long you've been working agency at a facility. It doesn't matter how well you get along with the core staff. You do not have an assigned hall. You are an agency nurse. You are there to fill a need. You cannot get upset when you could get upset all you want, but just expect that you may get pulled to a different floor. You're there to fill a need. If the need is on a different floor, they're going to pull you. You're there to fill a need. If their need is no longer there for you, they're going to cancel you. Like I went through that last year where I got canceled like 3 or 4 shifts in 1 week because they didn't need me. And I know the reason they didn't need me is because they probably got an LPF to fulfill the role. And so it's more cost effective to cancel me, the RN, than to, allow me to come into work. So, and once that happened like 3 or 4 times, I went ahead and found me another facility. But I know I don't get mad at the facility for canceling me because I know they canceled me for 4 shifts. That saved them that probably saved them like $600, to be honest, that probably saved them like $600 that week just canceling me for those 4 shifts. So I know it's business. So I understand, but I just want agency nurses to know we are not assigned. Like when you come in and you don't get the floor that you want, you're an agency nurse. Like, you don't get a guaranteed floor. If I'm working with a staff nurse, I always let them choose what hall they want. Like, some staff nurses, I'll let them, even if I get there before them, if they're a staff nurse, I'll ask the off-going nurse, what hall do they normally work? Because I'm going to let the staff nurse get where she wants. There is another particular agency nurse there who's been going there for probably about a year, and she actually told me, oh, this is my hall. She told me this one day. I didn't know she was an agency nurse, so I just whatever. But sweetie, you an agency nurse. You ain't got no hall. I don't care how long you've been coming there. That is not your hall. You are not staff here. You go fill a need. So if we come to work at the same time, and if I get there before you, and I'm not coming ridiculously early. Like, I'm not coming 6:45 just to get a floor. I'm going to come at 7 o'clock. If I come there at 7 o'clock and you roll in at 7:30, If I decide I don't want to work this floor today, I'm sorry, it is what it is. And I need agency nurses to understand that, because they really get possessive, and then they get attitudes when they get pulled the floors. Like, I mean, it can be, you can be upset about that, because I've come to work and did 7p to, I say 11p, but at 10 o'clock, they'll come to me and be like, at 11 o'clock, we need you to go to this floor because we had a call out. It's a little upsetting or whatever, but it is what it is. Because in my mind, all I'm thinking is, girl, you getting paid very well. It's staff nurses that go through this who ain't getting paid what you getting paid. So I don't gripe and complain. Even when I did my travel assignment at the hospital, I used to get pulled to floors that I wasn't even qualified to work. And they just was like, you're just going to do basically almost like tech duties. And I was fine with that, because baby, y'all I'm doing tech duties, but I was bringing home about $3,800 a week. So I was fine with that. So I just put this out there for agency nurses so y'all can know. And then there's another facility I go to that they have trach patients, and they have trach patients, and y'all, the nurses will come in there, and when they see they're on the trach floor, they will leave. Girl, I feel like if you know this place has these certain type of residents, and you don't feel like you want to deal with them and you're not equipped to deal with them, don't sign up for a shift at that facility. Because you may have to work a floor with 5 trach patients. So why even sign up to that facility if you don't do trachs? Don't sign up for this facility, because chances are you will end up having to work that trach floor one day. One day. So yeah, this is a quick video. Like I said, y'all, this is for agency nurses. It can go for staff nurses too. But staff nurses, I give a lot more leeway just for y'all remaining staff in this day and time. My hat's off to y'all. Like I said, when I went back staff, it was more because when I did go and take a staff position, it was because I was getting canceled so much. And I don't want to do the hospital. But anywho, yeah, I am Muriel, and thank y'all for watching this video. And if you found what I said to be, I'm sorry if it offended anybody. If you're one of those nurses who walk in the facility and be like, I'm not working this floor. If you're an agency nurse, sweetie, just don't sign up to that building. Don't sign up to that building no more. Probably don't sign up nowhere, because everywhere you go, there's going to be a floor you don't want to work. And I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, anyway, if y'all like this video, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys later. It won't be 2 weeks, I promise. Bye.